So the pairs make their way out there. The Thai pair all smiles as they emerge. And of course, you can't ignore the dynamic of the story involving the Chinese pair. They were in action on this table in this arena earlier on when KUAIMAN managed to derail WANGMANYU's move for the top spot and also knock out the defending champion here in Singapore. They must now put that behind them and team up in women's doubles action. And that's a story that we will be developing as soon as we possibly can, but this is our tale of the table. Adam Bobro's with me for this one, and in a moment he'll be able to talk us through this encounter between Southeast Asian players who have always been fabulous at regional and international level, title winners around the world as well, and a Chinese pair about whom the subplot is absolutely riveting. Let's just check in then on our officials, and Amanda Leung is taking charge.
Okay, please come for the toss. I have blue and red. Your choice? Red for China, blue for Thailand. Red. China won the toss. Receive. Who to serve? Paranang to serve. Who to receive? Kwai to receive.
So the formalities observed, and Adam's with me, as I said. Great to have you with us this evening, Adam. We've seen so much. We've seen upsets today. The biggest of all, of course, the departure from the singles women's draw of WangManYu. What do you make of that?
Well, it's always possible. We have a lot of up-and-comers. We see more upsets within the same team as in anywhere else, and even more so. KUAIMAN has been quite strong. We've seen her records in recent history. For WangManYu, the defending champion, a player who's looking and was looking to become world #1 in women's singles, to be eliminated at the hands of her teammate. It's just such a bittersweet symphony. It's challenging, but we have to remember, we see brothers, people that not only play on the same team, but share the same hallway, dinner table, and gene pool that eliminate each other.
But there was so much riding on this one in terms of WangManYu's ambitions, of course, and then the bigger narrative, because KUAIMAN is quite clearly a rising force now in this Chinese women's cohort. This is a huge story, but as you said, they've done this before in different circumstances. They will gel, but they're up against a tidy team who could take advantage of any weakness, mentally or otherwise, in this Chinese pair.
Taidi and Thai Sawadi, no doubt about it. The ORAWAN Paranang-Suthasinini SAWETTABUT combination, very strong. ORAWAN Paranang, I've seen play around the world, and she's taken down some big names. She's got a very quick stroke. She's confident on the backhand, and she's got wonderful feeling. Even when she's driven behind the table, she survives much better than you'd expect for the smallest player on court. Shorter players generally try to stay right near the table for a reason.
And there is that table in terms of the specs on what they are playing here. We're familiar now with this one. We've also got to the point now where we're beginning to look towards world ranking points that go towards those. We're getting deep into these different competitions right now. Let's have a little look, shall we, at where we are in terms of the week. And we're just over halfway through. Day 5, evening session going on here. So as far as the singles are concerned, we're into the round of 16. We've seen a semi-final today already, and in the mixed doubles, that's where we're going to see the second of those. We've got men's doubles and women's doubles quarterfinals coming your way. Then we get into the remaining days of this Singapore Smash 2025. And about Paranang, it's a great point you make. I've seen her so many times. She's utterly resilient. Never knows when she's beaten, and that's a huge quality to bring to this one. SAWETTABUT, whose sister was in action here this week as well. Well, she brings personality too. This should
First
be a lot
game,
of fun.
Paranang to serve. Love all.
We saw the fan vote there, 93% behind the Chinese pair. Cast your votes at worldtabletennis.com.
One love.
It's great that people get along, get involved. That fan engagement and interaction really makes this special.
1-all.
Yeah, speaking of fans, Adam, the evenings, and you are working the evening sessions and you're having so much fun. It's fabulous, the attendances we've seen so far. Daytime as well, we had a big number in here today.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar.
1-2.
Oh, lovely. Reached around Paranang, took advantage of the opportunity and made it count.
All.
So we have two pairs who mirror one another right now in terms of that right-left. And that was beautiful. SAWETTABUT there, finding the body of her Chinese opponent. 3-all. The Thai pairing have been doubling up. Look at those smiles. Since 2017, they've got a bond, they've got a friendship, and they've got a know-how around the table.
4-3.
But they're up against some formidable game, amongst the very best you'll find in the women's game. And I don't know if there's a #1 in the world, notwithstanding, hotter player right now this very week in women's table tennis than KUAIMAN.
Yeah, KUAIMAN showing her strength, no doubt about it. The step arounds, the Chiquita inside the table. Timing off the bounce here. She's suffocating. She's tough to pass. This brings up the question of physicality. WANGMANYU, the tallest player representing Team China on the regular right now. KUAIMAN-SUTHASINI, a little bit closer to average.
7-3.
But when you look back at the greatest in the game, I mean, from Deng Yaping, with 8 years at world #1 consecutively unmoved, she wasn't even 5 feet tall, 150 centimeters.
7-4.
Just earlier today, we saw evidence. We saw Mima Ito absolutely bulldoze at times past the tall, lanky, languid Chen Tenyi.
Speed is important. And
well,
demonstrated here by the speedy, small, compact yet dangerous ORAWAN Paranang.
They needed that, didn't they? Just looked as if the opening game was getting away from the Thai pair. Prior to Singapore, we've only seen this Chinese pairing in action at the China Smash, I believe, in competitive table tennis. Problem with this is you deal with one if you're the Thai pair, and then there's another to get you, because SAWETTABUT produced a lovely return.
Yeah, the net helped them out there. WANGMANYU on the way over.
10-5.
It's always tough. The women's game, such a fast game, and while they're close to the table, there's less time to react to that change of trajectory. But 5 game points now for the Chinese pair.
6-10.
That's what they wanted on their serve. That's what they needed on their serve, the Thais.
11-7. First game to
so the first game goes the way of WANGMANYU with KUAIMAN, who we highlighted earlier on in this singles encounter. She's up there with amongst the best in terms of points won on serve of any player in the women's singles, and that's a huge weapon to call upon when they need it most. So the words of instruction. The Thais have no coach with them, of course. A legend in the coaching corner there for the Chinese pair. Ma Lin instructing
second game.
his pair who've taken out the first game here.
Love all. One love.
Good reach on this one. Paranang running it out. Take a look here at the fast feet. Steps in at full extension, but behind the table it's going to be tough.
1-all.
Sawettabut gets going though when she's needed. Just a quick look at the draw. We're in the quarterfinals here. Winner of this one will come up against the winner of Miu Nagasaki and Kim Na-young against Lee Yu-jun and Zhang Yijing.
2-1.
Not sure if I got those names right.
Ah, yes. Lee Yu-jun.
Okay.
And Zhang Yijing. They're strong together. Saw him in the practice hall earlier today. Lee Yu-jun has been a rising star, but there are many women on the Chinese Taipei team.
2-1.
They select a new 12 for their team every year. It's a lot of new names this time around.
1-3.
We're in the second game here as the Thai pair have a 2-point advantage, having dropped the first against the formidable duo of Guaiman and WANGMANYU.
1-4.
She runs around it, steps around it onto that forehand, and she's so compelling, Guaiman.
There's so many metaphors for life in table tennis, but being fluid, being adaptable, there's just a looseness. It's a fine balance of tension in the muscles and physical strength, and the ability to not stress when you use that strength in moments like this to be fast.
5-2.
Good service placement here, a bit more towards that midline. Remember, you're only serving the half of the table in doubles. Must be from the right side on the diagonal, only in doubles.
She went down the line, didn't get there. Suthasinini Sawettabut. It was worth it at 5-2.
When WANGMANYU can throw in everything, it's always tough to deal with.
Let's 3-5.
And here's that formidable Guaiman serve we spoke about earlier on.
4-5.
Just looking at the coach earlier on, you've seen this sport for so long now. You read cues off the players, but with the coaches, I find myself counting the number of claps. A few more, and it conveys a message.
Right. Body language, very important out here. You're a cheerleader. You're a sports psychologist from the bench.
5-6.
I like it when I see a player lose a point, but the coach has the hands above the head, as if to say, you made the right decision. That's right. Don't worry about the outcome.
7-5.
Oh, how quick is she? How sharp is she? You spoke about all the different metaphors in terms of life and sport and table tennis, but she's riding a wave right now. Absolutely flying.
To the naked eye, to a newcomer, there'd be a question of why do they hit the ball right to the opponent? Well, I would phrase that differently. I would say, isn't it amazing how the opponent can get in front of the ball so quickly?
7-6.
Such are the standards that she's setting, Guaiman, right now, that to not win a point for her reflects a surprise, a disappointment.
6-8.
One way to think of it is if you stop your teammate from a chance at retaining her title, you hope that you can carry her through or at least not hold her back from winning a different title.
Oh, wow.
6-9.
From this camera angle, that looked incredible. It looked like a ball that could have bounced back over the net had it come down.
That's a superwoman get, almost.
10-8.
8 out of 9 points now going the way of the Chinese pair, who set up 4 game points with that fabulous run.
Timing, KUAIMAN. Nothing too fast to bother her.
11-6.
And there they
Second
are.
game to Wang
And just to pick up on the point you made, Adam, yeah, in WangManyu's case, she'll be thinking to herself, well, you've gone and beaten me, you've derailed me in some ways, but there's no doubt in her mind that her teammate is stepping up in this duo here tonight. KUAIMAN and WangManyu comfortably in control, 2-up. Alexis Lebrun is without his brother in the men's singles draw, and he comes up against Zhuai Fei, the Chinese player who is back from the cold in some ways, and he disposed of Tomokazu Harumoto in fantastic fashion, the 25-year-old former world junior champion, while he's up next against the Frenchman. WangManyu fans in the house, there was disappointment for them earlier on today, but it doesn't look that way right now in this women's doubles quarterfinal. Comfortably in control of things against the Thai pair, who will always find a reason to smile, no matter how hard the going gets.
Third game, SAWETTABUT to serve. Love all. Love 1.
Another net ball here. WangManyu with some good English, always charming to hear. The philosopher loves to read.
1
It's all right.
all.
She's going to have to be philosophical about what happened earlier today then.
I think she already has been. This is the thing, right? We can prepare ourselves for the unpredictability of life only so much, but we still can.
2-1.
And she's got a force of nature next to her right now. KUAIMAN is going looking for the ball and punishing it. What a point.
A game of dodgeball, 40 plus. Moving so quickly. This is the trick in this sport, right? You've got a righty-lefty combo. In the doubles events, you play your shot and try to get out of the way. Bam! Done. Tag, you're it. KUAIMAN thought it was on the wrong side.
2-3.
And that was the call.
Yep.
Watch the serve bounce here. Ooh, looked good to me in the replay.
It's just spun out of place.
Huh. I mean, I'd love to see it again just for fun at some point. KUAIMAN raised her hand.
Oh, it's done now.
2-3.
It is. It's by and gone. It's a bygone.
4-2.
Another one in a different way here. Man,
that was gone.
Bye-bye.
4-2.
So here's the serve. Oh, it was proper
yeah.
call. Winnie Che, eyes of an eagle, perfect. It's funny, in real time, I was with KUAIMAN, and in the other replay, that was the perfect angle.
And the other thing as well is you tend to trust the players' calls, by and large, right?
Yeah.
5-2.
But that's just derailed the Thai pair a little bit here. They trail by 3 now in what could be the final game.
3-5.
I think you bring up an interesting point. I have a lot of fun enjoying the comment sections online and WTT's social media, etc. But the players tend to know.
Yeah. Fans being fans come, well,
3-6.
with a built-in bias, a partisan position, and of course that's the nature of fandom. But they tend to assume something similar. The players call it as it is, by and large, right?
Yeah. It's always funny to me when someone's like, that doesn't count. It's like, oh, interesting. Both players seem to think that it did. So I'm going to go with them on this one.
Yeah.
Speaking of going, 4 points in front, 4 points away, the Chinese pair for a clean sweep. Some clean sweeping here. Cleaning and sweeping.
They've done that time and time again. WANGMANYU out the way, and KUAIMAN stepping in to get the job done.
To have this precision from the baseline, taking the ball still on the rise, playing the parallel on the table.
3-9.
Unstoppable.
It reminds me when I saw He Zhuo-Jia play, we'll have a chance to see her later on today. It was just this feeling of what can you possibly do? This player is not missing no matter what comes her way.
4-9.
And when she does, it comes as a surprise.
It's tough to find answers here. It's a good long serve deep to that backhand. ORAWAN Paranang has been playing with that line.
10-4.
And then SAWETTABUT unable to do what KUAIMAN's been doing, stepping across, missing, and now they're staring at 6 match points.
11-4.
Only one required. And Adam, that has been short and sweet. And that has been an example of the utmost professionalism from two players who were adversarial earlier on today, but now who come together to devastating effect in women's doubles. 11-7, 11-6, 11-4 in a hurry to KUAIMAN and WANGMANYU.
Yeah, less than 6 points average per game. The demonstration out here from WANGMANYU, the defending champion in singles, to her defeater and teammate. We saw KUAIMAN. If you didn't catch the match earlier today, you can understand why KUAIMAN has had so many titles, so many positive results in her recent WTT experiences.
Well, that's over in a hurry. Let's have a little look now at what that means for this doubles pairing. It means that they find themselves now awaiting the winner of that Kim Nagasaki and Cheng Li encounter. The other semi-final is Sun and Wang against Sush and Polkanova. One apiece in that other encounter, I'm learning. But Adam will be able to keep us updated with what happens in the Smash Arena and the other matches being played this evening. What's up next is a step into men's singles action. Alexis Lebrun cruised into this one. Zhou Fei was impressive too. They meet next.
Right here inside the Infinity Arena, KUAIMAN is at quite a day. 3 matches will be played by her. Also Lin Shidong on the main table. Signed balls by her and WANGMANYU into the crowd.